got a pair of geese gonna nest down there.
I see that.
One pair's always there.
We thought maybe Hannah and the dogs scared them off last night when they walked through, because they had just come in, and then they walked all the way around, come back right past the pond, and then off
Hey,
they went.
Blaine, Patty asked me to grab her papers for her also. Is that okay?
Yeah, sure.
How is she?
Can we just have a meeting?
Okay, that bad.
No, she's just
She's
a mess.
getting better, but right now she's in bed.
She's a mess, and it's,
She has a blood clot, a deep vein blood clot, so she's off her feet. Oh, there's Tom.
Let's bring the meeting to order with the pledge.
Ooh, it's warm in here.
I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Joe's not here, so no prayer.
Have a seat anywhere you want, Kurt.
Kurt, you want to stick around long, or you?
No, go ahead.
Oh, all right.
Nope, go ahead.
Roll call.
All right. Angie,
here.
Deb,
Here.
Pam. I had to look at it, it wasn't coming up. Rob,
Yeah, here.
Tim, here, I'm here. Okay.
All right.
Village prayer quorum, we have,
No agenda tonight, so.
yeah, no agenda.
This is Patty's. I took the one that was from Blaine.
Committee reports.
Call 'em out.
Cemetery.
Cemetery.
Just dying to get in there.
Am I center? No,
No, I think Patty is. No?
No.
Patty signed.
I thought you were doing culvert and
Oh, my
cemetery.
cemetery and culvert.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
That's right.
I'm sorry.
just because there's nothing going on.
Nothing new on the cemetery and
Okay.
culverts. I haven't went and checked them since we had this good rain to see if they're filling up with some stuff, but I'll do
So-
that tomorrow.
From my walk day before yesterday, it needs mowed already, but it's gonna snow.
Streets.
I see no change, and, also, I worked all day and didn't get home until 4:45 and forgot to check Patty's sign.
Okay.
So, I'm sorry.
Then we need some gravel down there on Texas.
What's that?
Need gravel down there on
I'm
Texas
only one
at the end of that. I put some in, but it's
person.
at the end of the drive. Wouldn't take much. Probably the bigger the better.
I'll put some of that, 411 in there, maybe it'll pack in there.
Pack in. Alright.
Also on my walk, Angie, the Georgia, up by the town garage, coming down, it's starting to sink in and crack everywhere on that one too. I don't know what we're gonna do.
It is on this side, too, and, what's that? Louisiana. Is that the street?
Yeah, that one has a big
Is that the road you live on? Well, apparently I'm not paying too good of attention.
It's just the way it's been for a while.
Well, isn't that the one that? No,
You've
that-
reported the one on Louisiana,
Okay,
or on Minnesota,
Right.
over and over.
okay.
But since it's nice, I'm out walking more, I'm seeing more.
Culverts, Robson. Nothing.
Nothing. Tomorrow I'm gonna take a walk around since we had this big rain to see if they got filled up by dirt and
The one down at the bottom of the hill,
down by
by
mill.
Kelly's in the old mill, is completely filled across the top.
And it always spills.
Mhm.
It just runs down. Like I said, my walking has made me see everything.
Lights.
They're good.
Lights are good, mine works now.
Okay.
Nice and bright, isn't it?
Yeah, it's nice and bright.
Safety.
I don't have anybody's hours.
Jerry?
Jerry, getting hours?
I don't have hours. She has all that. I never see that.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
I've got,
She's
the
got the
activity,
stats.
but not hours.
And I do have the new officers here.
No, it's good.
Just that last month.
oh, all right. In a little bit, I guess.
Yeah, Amy always gets the hours.
13 car stops, 13 citations, 1 activity, 0 complaints, 0 reports, 0 arrests, 58 mileage, and 0 assists.
Deb, I'll probably need a copy of that to give to her.
Signs.
I
See,
do not.
They're probably all the same. I haven't seen anything down in my walking.
I haven't seen anything different, but I also didn't check very far outside.
Lands and buildings.
It's still the same.
Tim,
Yeah.
anything?
Only I got is, sewer, we're still not, where we're supposed to be at on our, numbers.
Because of the solids?
They
Don't know.
don't even know, like, the ammonia was up the other day with EPA, and so we had a meeting with, EPA, I think there's 3 EPA guys, 2 or 3 Muskingum guys, and, RCAP, which is the money people, weren't involved with it yet, so, the EPA, Highway EPA wants us to, they wanna regionalize everything, that's what they wanna push towards. So they're starting to talk with Muskingum, and they're gonna try to get some numbers together on what it would cost us to tie in. And it would be a gallon charge. They really don't want us to put any money into this up here right now at this point, because they don't think it's gonna last that much longer, and
Well,
so.
what do you think the time frame is for tying into Muskingum? In
There's-
years,
A year,
so,
next year,
yeah. So, how's this plant gonna run for a year? With no money put in it?
well, I'm saying like, they don't want us to put the sludge holding tank in.
Oh,
I they don't want any more upgrades. They want us to like, so they're putting this on a fast track. So I told them, I said, we need to know a number from
Yeah.
Muskingum on gallon charge to see what we can do. But everything goes down to the bottom middle of the pumping station. So
Right.
we would basically abandon this plant, and we'd have to redo the pumping station down there, get smaller pumps, and, then we would run a pipe over to Muskingum and pump it over to them, which would be a lot easier to pump. They're not 100% saying it, but I'd say probably 90%, 99% that they'll pay for all the upgrades right now. They'll pay for everything. It'll be kind of like what we did before. It'll be a loan, but it's a forgiveness loan.
alright.
The thing he said though, he said and I guess I'm gonna need like, to keep moving forward with this, we gotta research it, I think. We have no choice but to research it. And see if Muskingum we can, afford to have Muskingum treated.
We need numbers.
Yeah.
I mean,
And they're trying to get numbers with our flow, and RCAP has to get involved with that. And they will pretty much not let Muskingum just set the rate. So we would still have to take care of our lines and our grinder pumps and that, so there'd still have to be an additional charge on top of whatever Muskingum. But we would save a lot of electricity, we would save
yes,
probably a lot of gas, a lot of insurance, we probably have to have a little bit of maintenance, a guy down there at the building, but not as near as much as we got now. But the whole thing's gonna bottom on what the gallon usage
Charge
charge
is,
is gonna be.
Because, you know, we have people that are not paying their bills now.
Well, RCAP, still, I'm waiting on them to talk. They called me and wanna set up a meeting that we can talk to them. They haven't, but they recommend us do a study, engineering design study on it, so,
Why?
to go from there, from the pumping station to, with our money that we have from, the COVID money from the county. So, but I have to get back with the other guys, EPA guys, because I'm pretty sure they said they were gonna pay for that, so.
Well,
So-
you can either get me involved or you can ask questions like, why would we need a design study? Because it's just gonna pump over there. Whatever we're pumping up the hill now is gonna pump over there.
Yeah, but they gotta have an engineering plan
I understand that.
to run that.
Over there.
It's gotta be designed.
Right.
The engineer has to design it.
I thought you meant designing what we have
No,
to go.
No, from the pumping station over to the,
Oh,
like what size pumps we would need.
yeah.
And they recommended the same people that we have now working on engineering associates. Everybody from EPA, they're highly recommended. They do a lot of sewer and water treatment engineering, so we lucked out and got the right engineers, so.
How long we had to?
Probably maybe a couple of years. We've been working with them back and forth.
How long we been working on that sludge tank?
Well, the sludge tank, they've got it, it's already done, like as far as the engineering, but EPA had us put it on hold, so it's just sitting. It's not their fault, it's it's EPA's telling us not to move it forward with it. So,
Before we can do anything, we gotta know what it's gonna cost. You know, if it costs too much, we can't do it. Then what do we do? You know,
here's the thing.
throw it out to the residents and say, hey, you wanna pay this or you wanna pay that?
They're not gonna let this keep going like it is already, because
I
we have
know,
to keep the federal EPA and Ohio EPA happy. And
well, I just think it's a shame they approved the damn plan. You know?
I know it, and they're the same way, I don't know, they just,
Even they got, that,
that's why they wanna take over and,
Sounds like
It'll
it's
be
out
a-
of our
you know.
hands.
I mean, here's the thing is, and pretty much, he didn't come out and say it, but he said, if this gets all in, and they say this is what we wanna do, if we need to upgrade, work on this plan, yeah, they'll give us the money, but we'll have to pay it back, it won't be a forgiveness loan. Cause they want a regionalization sewage system now. Cause they got Butler and Belleville go together, and they've had a couple other ones starting to go together, so that's what their goal was, to eliminate some of these smaller plants. So,
I just wish they'd have done that years ago.
everybody that is, I can't say everybody, but I'd say most of the people that was involved in that are now gone or retired, so. So it's new people that came in, and they seem pretty willing, and the EPA is very willing to do this, so.
As
They're
I've,
even gonna write a letter to the feds.
as I've told you, you know, the village doesn't have that much money, you know that. So if it comes down to them saying, you gotta do this or that, you know, we have to do this or that. What's it gonna cost? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't, there's no numbers, that's what I told them first, I said, can we get a rough idea what it's gonna cost us per gallon, you know? Then we could see how much the monthly charge would be. We pretty much know, but they wanted our high flows and our low flows. We're
We're
working on that.
running around 10.
I think 10 to 13.
Huh?
I don't know what our high flows are. You know, I think they're worried more like 4th of July, the weekends where they're jam packed. So,
The other
Well, yeah, 'cause they'll be full,
Ah,
both places. Whatever we contribute will be our high day probably. Alright,
but
well,
I'm thinking, and I gotta work with the county commissioners again on this, but like, part of that thing was put bar screens in, so if we can keep that money, we can put bar screens in down there and eliminate our pump problems.
right,
If we can keep that money back, and that's what I tried to tell them, I said, we're gonna need to have some money so,
yeah,
that's where we're at, hopefully it all works out.
yeah,
We can't keep going like we are,
well, I know that,
so,
but,
I mean, you know it
we
better
can,
than anybody, so.
we can only do so much though. I mean, if it's, people have budgets, well, I don't know. It's kinda,
I think we finally got some money in the sewer fund a little bit better. The school paid, I think. And
yeah, there's,
so it looks a little bit better.
some people have paid, but we're still thousands. And we're gonna talk
But
about
it's only,
that.
yeah, it's only a few people, and it,
Yeah, well.
I mean, it's not as
five or
bad
six-
as, yeah, it's high numbers, but
It's
I'll
not,
get to it.
it's not as bad as it was. Cause it was $8,000. That's a lot for a village this size.
Can you send that back up?
Alright.
all right, I'll shut up.
Unfinished business. What do we got?
spring cleanup.
Yeah, I don't have a date. I called 2 people. Buckeye doesn't do it. The other place has shut down their company. I called Mons. The lady called me back, told me that the guy who did it doesn't work for her anymore. And she also informed me that they haven't gotten paid for the last 2 years.
So, I talked to Amy today and she said they have been paid.
Yeah, that's
been
what
approved.
I thought.
And I
So,
called that lady
uh-huh.
twice, 3 times, 4 times, I don't know. She sent me a message back, their son's in ICU or whatever. She can't get back to me today.
Well, I called her back yesterday. She called me back, said, "Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot about this one guy that does it." And I said, "Okay." I called her back, and I still have not received.
She said they'll do it, so. If
Yeah,
you,
she said they would do it. That's the voicemail that she left me. But
Yep.
when I called her back to set up a date,
Oh.
she did not call me back.
They're real busy in the hospital right now.
Yeah,
yeah,
I didn't know that.
It's still
I called
early.
yesterday, so,
We'll give her time to get back to us.
yes,
she will.
she will.
yeah, lots.
Yeah, I bet.
Alright,
The mosquito spraying.
yeah, what we're gonna do there?
It was $225, and Feline said she was gonna call other places.
I searched and searched and I didn't get anything set up, but that's $45 extra from last year per spray. I don't think we need to do that.
We
I
gotta
mean,
have spray.
that's just my vote.
Yeah, we can't go without it.
That will shorten the budget. It'll make for a lot
Yeah,
less time.
I have
to
no
spray.
idea what we have on that.
It's $225 for the whole season, or $225?
$225
A
to
week.
spray.
Per spray?
A
A
week.
spray. So I said, it's gone up $45 since last year.
You may have to go to every other week just to knock them down a little bit.
I said, with Amy not being here, I don't know what the exact budget is.
It's like
Well,
farm chemicals.
They're already started,
Yeah,
I
they said
mean,
they had a big jump.
2, 3, 4,
A
5.
big
Probably
jump
get
in the
the same
price.
amount.
I
Maybe
went through
less.
the calendar and how many times, if it didn't rain on a Wednesday, that we would get sprayed, and it came up to, I don't know, $6,000 or something, I think is what I came up with. Or more than that, I don't remember where I put it now.
Yeah, there's at least 30 sprays, so. 6 grand. I don't know,
I think it's too high.
I don't know what we have in the budget for it.
When the budget's gone, it's gone.
Yeah, I guess that's the way to look at it.
I do remember at one point when the price went up, we didn't start when we usually did, and we just budgeted, I think, like 15 sprays and whatever they could do from May to September.
Well, they
That's how we did.
definitely need to get it at the beginning, or there's gonna be a lot
Yeah, we
more
need to
of
get
them.
it started like, well, it's supposed to get cold next week, but
I think they don't kill them, it sterilizes it. I believe, that's what one of their rangers was telling me. And they said they use the same thing, that's how they do it.
Well, originally that's why it was the price it was, because they did campground the same time as
Yeah.
the village.
I'm not 100% that's correct what they do here, but that's why he told me.
Probably.
Sterilize them.
alright.
We need a motion.
Motion to start the mosquito sprays.
I do a motion to suspend the rules.
No, we don't have to on that.
What are we agreeing on?
To start spraying for mosquitoes.
Okay.
Did you sign a contract?
Second. Roll call?
Yeah, 'cause we haven't agreed on who to do it, but it's gonna be the same guy, I guess.
My, if that's what we're doing, we're gonna stick with them, I guess. My opinion. Okay, Deb, and then Angie second. Alright.
Roll call?
Rob?
Yes.
Okay, Pam?
Yes.
Deb?
Yes,
Angie?
Yes.
And me.
You gonna call in? Don't commit to a time, a length. Just say, we don't know how much money we have in our budget for it.
we'll let you know,
Yeah,
and to get the contract sent over.
get a contract. Maybe we'll know by then.
Okay.
Other old business.
Anything from Rachel?
No. I left my notes. Alright, well. Sewer bills, what do you guys wanna do? They're not, if they're not paying, you want them disconnected? Or just wanna say, yeah, they can pay. Or not pay.
What's your suggestion? Because I think it's a liability issue if you shut them off.
Because if they're still gonna use it, then it's gonna back
That's
up into the neighbors.
You would know the.
No,
All back.
can't back into the neighbor.
No.
No, it can't do that. Can
No.
somebody explain?
It
Can
can-
somebody explain to me how that works
It'll
then?
back up into. the-
Back into your house.
Oh, shoot.
The person
That-
that didn't pay, he went back into there.
Okay.
But
So-
there's, you give them the notice.
There's no repercussion on the village.
That's what I thought you said.
Sometimes it'll give them the incentive to actually pay, so they don't get shut off.
Yeah. especially
The other
if-
option is certify to the county auditor's office.
Which we never get the money till the house sells. So that don't do any, do us any good.
No, there's a disconnect fee and a reconnect.
Reconnect fee, disconnect fee, and there's another fee in there.
$500
Yeah.
for the disconnect and the reconnect total.
250, yeah,
Right,
total.
total, okay.
How many residents are not paying, do you know, roughly? I'm not asking for names, just roughly how many?
Probably 5. If we're talking,
In the Goodwill House, they don't care.
we're talking close to $45,000 to $5,000.
And they haven't even tried to set up a payment or nothing?
So how-
I messaged a lot of people last week, and most of them are paying. Amy said most of them are paying, so, that I got a hold of. There's a few that aren't. The ordinance says you have to hook up within a certain amount of time. So Dave, you need to send Holly Curry at the trading post
She's not hooked.
a letter stating that she has to hook in. She says she's not hooked in. I downloaded some files from Chris Hunt that shows she is, but if we can't find the clean out, we'll just have to go ahead. She's being billed anyways.
Cause doesn't their pipe should run alongside the building.
Yep.
'Cause it ran about halfway up was where the
Right.
restroom was.
It shows coming straight back and then on an angle up toward the manhole, which they don't hook into the manhole, so. But I couldn't find the clean out or the
Shut off.
shut off. And I didn't walk up to see if there's a clean out. Because I don't know if we can since they're not hooked in. You know, the easement said we was allowed to go on people's property. Are we allowed to go on people's property if they're not hooked in?
I'm trying to figure out why she wouldn't be hooked in though.
Well, I don't know. At the time, I believe
I thought Kurt hooked in.
the sewer,
Had to hook in.
Yeah.
That's
You
the way
did.
I remember.
the sewer was, the septic was in the middle of the building.
Yeah.
And nobody could get to it. That was my understanding. I don't know. This was late in the game. I wasn't involved in that, so. We can look again.
I think you're right, if I remember right, it's under the addition at the back,
Yeah.
that was the problem.
But I thought Kurt hooked up.
And
to a
so did
bathroom
I.
Right along that wall, I thought.
And the drawings Chris Hunt sent me said they are, but he also said you are too, so. I don't know.
I am now,
Your garage.
yeah,
Oh,
I did it though,
oh,
they never did, cause you couldn't get in. They put the thing right to the,
oh,
yeah.
alright.
Well, I would just ask her, I mean, is she cooperative or not?
No, she has renters up here in the other house that she owns. And I asked her if she could pay for that, and she said, well, if my renters ain't paying, just shut it off. Now, it's probably her renters aren't paying her, and they want us to do the deed. So, I don't know. I think start with her business. I'm gonna go to the health department because I think every business has to have restroom, at least for the employee.
Leave so.
So,
Any idea what the address is?
I'll look it up.
All right.
When
But
we're supposed to look-
that one, that house, I mean,
Island Trading Post.
we'd probably just shut the others off if that's what we gotta do. I don't want to. Would it do any good to send them a letter?
We can try.
It might scare them if it has the fees and stuff in there, they'll have to pay.
I'll get you the names.
What,
Well-
like a final notice?
Yeah.
It's not gonna do,
Shut 'em off. They don't-
Rachel's not gonna pay.
You don't pay your electric, they're gonna
They
shut it
me
off.
out. Yeah,
Okay.
you're right.
Rachel Ellis.
It is 60 Main Street.
Why doesn't Rachel want that?
She told Tim that they damaged her wall,
The, foundation.
the foundation, and she had to get it fixed. So,
Should've turned that in.
I told her.
Well-
to give me
Tim
a
tried to
bill
work with her.
10 times at least. Show me a bill where you had it fixed, and we would take it off what she owed. And that's been
yeah,
however long.
well, she's in the thousands. So,
Now she started to pay again a little bit, I guess.
I don't know.
What Amy said the other day. So, can I interject here?
Yeah.
Okay, so I called Pat Donaldson. She recommended us not to shut off.
Oh, I'm sure.
And she said, here's the problem is, he says, you shut somebody off and you tell them you're shut off, they use their toilet, whatever, their shower and everything. It works for 2 or 3 days till the pipe fills up. So they think, oh, you shut off, I can still use it. So they keep using it, then it starts backing up. So I talked to the EPA, and they basically said the same thing. They said, here's the thing is, they created their problem, but you also are creating a problem by shutting them off. Where like most people have water and sewer both, so they shut the water off and not the sewer.
Which creates the same problem.
No, it doesn't.
That's a health
You don't have any
hazard,
water,
but it's a health hazard.
but it's
Not
not
to
a
have
vital
water.
health hazard.
Well,
Savannah, so I checked with Savannah, they have the same thing as what we do, no water but sewer. They just turn theirs into the reasoning why, I don't know, but like, so I've got the health department, so here's my view, I have the health department, and I've had the EPA telling me not to do it. It's the village administrator's position to do it, I'm not gonna shut them off and take the responsibility. So,
well,
that's,
Did
And
you
I
just
don't- I
say
think
it's
it's
not a
being-
liability?
What's that?
Didn't you just say it's not a liability?
Well, it's not a liability on us, but it's gonna do exactly what they're saying.
Yeah, so they can't do it, more or less.
Can't
Well,
put
you
it in
can-
the notice that
You
it's gonna
can,
back
you can
up.
do it.
we can do it.
The problem is just what they're saying. It's gonna back up and eventually create a problem.
Their problem.
Their problem, but it's not a liability on the village to do it.
So now they're just gonna tell you, oh, well, nobody's gotta pay, they're not gonna shut us off.
Can you file a lien on their property?
Yeah, that's all.
We can take them to court.
You can take it to court, or you can just certify it to the auditor's office, which creates also.
You sound awful.
Thank you.
I do
Considered
have,
it basketball?
I did not get to go.
another division of EPA, RCAP, which they're the ones that loans the money out. They're the ones that give us money for. They wanna come down here and try to help us with the billing, try to figure out what's going on.
Wonderful.
People aren't paying.
Huh?
That's
That's-
simple. They're
That's
not
the
paying.
problem.
But they wanna know why they're not paying, is what the thing, they wanna get to the vacancies, like,
I don't,
Does Rachel know that there's help out there that's available to her? Her
I
income
don't
is not
know.
very high.
I don't know, I've tried to help her and help her and help her, like, I'm not gonna try to force somebody, like, you know, I told her mom, I told her,
Talk to Tracy.
so.
I'd rather see paperwork from court or something. They get taken to court, the judge is gonna make them pay it. Won't he?
You can get a judgment, and then you have to enforce the judgment. So you either garnish their wages, or you put a lien on, or you put a lien on the property.
Or they file bankruptcy and never pay it.
Or, which, the better way to do it then is just, there's no sense in paying to go through court if you can just put it on their tax bill. Because you're gonna get the lien on the tax bill, just like you would going through court. Unless they're working and they have a good job and you can garnish their wages, then do it, go through court. But if these people aren't paying their bill, assuming they're not working, so I would just do it to the auditor's office, then you get your lien right there. Save you the cost.
Yeah, that cuts out a lot of people's cages too, if they don't, nobody wants to lean on the property. You know, because that's who they're picking up,
Most people don't.
yeah.
I mean, if you want to take them to court, I'm glad to charge you for it, but I'm just trying to save you money.
Well, we thought you do it for free.
Yeah,
well,
get right on that.
we gotta do something.
I heard that.
We have to do something. It's,
So it won't cost us anything to do through the auditor.
no,
No, it's just send them a report and they put it right on you
but you won't get paid until
until they sell the property.
they sell the property.
Which we've already been doing that, we've got on there now. I
Yeah.
know Rachel's already on there, so I don't know exactly how many.
Actually, that one house, the new owners are paying it, right?
Yeah.
The lien was on, or, I think there was the lien there.
Which
And he
house is
just said,
that?
I'll pay it, don't worry.
Well, if the lien was on there when they bought it, it would've gotten paid off when the transaction went through. So,
Bank won't finance a house with a lien on it.
Well,
well, the taxes have to be paid in full,
Right.
and that's there, so that it had to been paid in full if they transferred the house.
so, what do we wanna do?
I'm mean, shut them off. I pay my bills,
Who's gonna shut it off?
that's the problem. I just think it's wrong if people don't pay their bills.
So I do.
So this'll just keep going on and on.
Yeah,
Oh, I don't have to pay it, they're just gonna, well, I'm never
Well,
gonna sell my
eventually they'll
house.
have to deal with Muskino.
no,
No?
we
Still
will
gonna
still
do
have the
village?
billing. We'll do the billing, we'll do the upkeep on the piping, we'll
We still
do
have to pay.
grinder tanks,
Well, I know we gotta pay, but
we'll do all that
I thought
and,
Muskino would do the billing.
no,
They bill
They
us.
bill
on
us.
the Big bill.
Oh.
So we'll.
So if nobody
we'll end up paying by
pays-
the gallon for the people who don't pay the bill.
we still have to pay Muskingum. Is where this is headed.
Gotcha.
Oh, that's.
Or maybe
Yeah.
we'll just tell Muskingum, well, no, we're not gonna pay now.
Yeah, what are they
Then
gonna
they'll
do?
shut us off. And they'll create the problem, and we'll go through that again. I don't know, it's.
Well, I'm not gonna shut them off, so
I know you're not.
you'll have to get rid of me.
Well,
And that's okay. I have no problem with that, but I'm not gonna take the responsibility. I've been told by too many people in that line that it will create a liability, and, you know,
Please, 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 do not go nowhere.
so,
Push through.
and I'm just not being a jerk, but the village administrator office, whoever holds it, that's the one that can turn off the sewage, nobody else can, so, by their things, so.
True.
So, I'm just telling you, so if you guys want to get rid of me,
well,
I'm okay, but I'm not doing it, you know? And I've done my homework and research on it, so,
Will it be expensive to send these people letters threatening them with that $500 the shut, or $250 shut off, $250 turn back on?
Rob, we put tags on their houses, I don't know how many.
Okay.
And the big ones, except for, is renter, you know, we have 2 rentals. So. And to shut somebody off, if they want shut off willing, they have to pay $250 up front to shut them off, like the Goodwills, they have to pay $250 up front. It says right there in the regs, before we can shut them off, so.
What?
Yeah. If you want shut off, like if I wanted like
Oh, okay.
my
You are a
garage.
business.
If my garage, like, cause it don't have, but I just pay it, I don't care, I mean, I'm not saying that, but like, if I wanted to shut off, I'd have to pay $250 up front.
If
And
somebody
then to
moves
hook it-
out and you wanna shut off.
Yeah, and then to hook it back up, you need to pay another $250. So I just
So,
pay it if I ever get water in there, so.
well,
Dave, you're the solicitor, what's your thoughts,
What do you mean was my thoughts?
how to handle this?
recommendation, Dave.
Well, I wouldn't take them to court, because
Okay.
it just costs you too much money, honestly. If you wanna lien on the property, your easiest way is just going through the auditor's office. But Tim makes the ultimate call with regard to turn it on and shut it off.
Okay. I make a motion, we go through the auditor's office.
I second that. So it just says the lien.
Okay, when the bills aren't paid, you guys remember what you did.
Well, what else can we do?
I understand that.
Can I make a suggestion?
Yeah.
I was just a suggestion, trying to last ditch effort, but when you said like about the electricity, like they'll get shut off, you don't pay. They have a plan where they put you on a plan to try to help you pay.
Budget.
I mean,
He's been
I know-
posting
Well,
for
I know that,
weeks.
but I mean,
We will work with
it's a last
all
ditch
that, oh,
effort to try to put them on an effort. So if they did get shut off, they had, you know, I mean, you try to work with them, you try to put them on a payment plan, you know what I'm saying?
So the electric company
Yes.
has something
I
called.
mean, it's worth a try. You said it was basically.
Angie, I've posted 2 different places they can get
Correct,
help.
but I'm wondering if maybe the electric company has a budget plan, it's called a 1/6 plan. They take 1/6 of the bill that you owe and add 1/6 of it every single month on top of what the monthly bill, until it's paid off, and you get 6 months to do it. So maybe if you go to those people that are behind and send them, say, look, this is our last effort, this is our payment plan, this is what you pay now, this is what you pay every month on top of your monthly bill. And if you agree to doing this, sign this and bring it back to me. And if you don't, then we'll take other steps.
Now, do we do that before or after we have to raise the rates to get caught up?
Before.
Okay, so we were talking about raising the rates.
That's not done yet? That's not ready?
No. Council has to vote on that.
But it hasn't even been presented to us.
Well, Amy hasn't been here. We talked about it at that one meeting. It's gonna be like $11 a month raise for 8 months, I think she said, to get caught up.
Oh, so it's current billing then.
Then it'll be current billing. If you pay January 1st, it's for January, instead of being behind like it is now. But I can almost guarantee tomorrow or the next billing, people are gonna fall right back into the, we're not paying.
Then you take the-
Well, I think that's a good idea, presenting it that way.
Well,
Is
it
that
seems
when
like
it's-
you're trying to help the people, then at least.
Yeah, because posting it in different places, putting it on Facebook, not everybody's gonna see it.
Well, and
Yeah,
not
I
only
don't
that,
go on
but you
Facebook
say,
much.
we'll work with you, but maybe they're embarrassed to say what they can pay or how much they can pay. But if you present it this way and say, okay, look, you got 6 months to catch this up. This is 1/6 of your bill, you pay this now, we add this amount to every single month until it's caught up.
That sounds good, but if you owe thousands, that's not gonna work.
Now, if some of them are renters, why can't we get a hold of the people that own the house?
Like the landlord.
Cause she said,
Landlords.
if the renters don't, one of them said if the renters don't pay, shut them off.
Okay,
Saves
well,
her,
that's called a.
saves her having to evict.
That's right, she don't,
Is empty, Goodwill House is empty, so you're not gonna get,
That's gonna end up infested. Neighbor.
If they come off that property, we'll tear that house down.
well, you might not have to, cause it might fall down.
Well, that's a plus.
FEMA wants to get rid of it.
I mean, it's just